Alright, today I'm going to be making a video on smallmouth seasonal movements. I'm a smallmouth guide, so I follow these fish all year round, and I'm hoping I can share my knowledge with you guys to help you find and catch more smallmouth throughout the year. Alright, so the first season we're going to talk about is ice out. I feel like when a lot of people talk about ice out, they make it seem like those smallmouth just move shallow right away. That's really not the case. Those smallmouth are going to stay deep in their wintering areas until the water temp gets to about 45. Then they'll push shallow. So ice out, right when the ice gets off the lake, you're going to want to look in those wintering areas. Those deep areas that you found, deep rock piles, deep humps, any deep structure that you can find is really where you're going to want to focus and look during the ice out period. Alright, the next season we're going to talk about is the pre-spawn. I break the pre-spawn down into two parts, early pre-spawn and late pre-spawn. Early pre-spawn, I categorize water temps from 45 to 53, and late pre-spawn, I categorize water temps from 53 to 60 when they start to spawn. The early pre-spawn, they're going to be right off the drops near spawning flats. So their whole goal in the pre-spawn is to feed up for the spawn and get ready to spawn. They're just waiting for that water temp to get warm enough to push up on the flats. And then the late pre-spawn, that's when that water temp finally gets warm enough for them to push up on the flats. And they'll be on the flats. They won't be actively spawning, but they'll be on the flats looking to spawn. Alright, the next season we'll talk about is the spawn. This one's really simple. These fish are just going to be on shallow flats. Really, you're just going to want to go, trolling motor on high, looking with your eyes, looking for beds on any shallow flat that you can find. Alright, the next season we're going to talk about is the post-spawn. The post-spawn is really similar to the early pre-spawn in terms of location. Those fish have now moved off the flats. They're on the drops near the flats now, and they're going to be there. They'll also be on points too, and then there'll be some fish out kind of suspended as well. But the main area you're going to want to focus on is that drop right near that flat. Alright, the next season we're going to talk about is the summer. The summer, a lot of those fish are going to be deep. They're going to be on deep rock piles, deep humps, deep points. Really anything that you can find out deep is going to hold fish. There's also going to be a select group of fish that just follows bait around all summer, so this is where your electronics are really huge. Live scope, side imaging are going to be a big tool for you this time of year, but anything you can find out deep, like deeper points, deeper rock piles, deeper humps, anything like that is going to hold fish throughout the summer months. Alright, the last time of year we'll talk about is the fall. I break the fall down into two parts, early fall and late fall. Early fall to me starts at 65 degrees and goes down to 48 degrees, and late fall to me goes from 48 degrees all the way up to ice up. Early fall is kind of a weird time of year. Those fish are going to be all over the place. There's going to be fish shallow, fish deep, fish in between. You kind of just got to fish your strengths this time of year and kind of just feel out what the best bite will be for you. I've always had the best luck fishing deep and kind of those mid-depth areas during the fall. Some guys like fishing shallow. Personally, I prefer to fish deep, so that's kind of those fish I'm going to target during the early fall period. But it's kind of one of those times you can kind of junk fish and just kind of fish your strengths. All right, and then late fall, those fish are going to be deep in their wintering areas. So areas like deep rock piles, deep humps, deep drops, anything like that out deep again is going to hold those fish. Your electronics this time of year are going to be really important locating these fish, but once you do find them, there's going to be a ton of fish in those schools, so it's really fun once you get on them. All right, there you have it. Those are the smallmouth seasonal movements. These tips should help you stay on smallmouth all year long. If there's any other videos you'd like to see me make, let me know. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.